The sky was dark with thick clouds that morning. It felt like something big was going to happen. People walked in and out of St. Jude's General Hospital through the big glass doors that opened by themselves. Then, a small girl showed up all by herself near the street. She looked about 6 years old. Her dress had pretty flowers on it, but she was shaking and looked very weak. She fell down right there on the ground, close to where people go into the hospital when they are hurt. Nobody saw what happened to her. The woman at the front desk inside didn't notice. The nurses walking around didn't see her either. But there was one person who did see. A man who wasn't planning to be there that day. Before we tell you this amazing true story about being kind to others, helping when things are hard, and learning something that changes everything, please click the like button on this video. Leave us a comment and follow Kindness Corner. If you think people should get second chances, believe in small good things that happen, and think people can be really good to each other, this story will stay with you for a very long time. The man's name was Michael Briner. He was 39 years old and taking care of his child all by himself. His wife died 3 years ago when her car crashed. It happened so fast that nobody expected it. Life had been really hard for Michael. Taking care of his son Ethan, who was 8 years old, was not easy to do alone. He didn't get much sleep. He had to be very careful with money when buying food. He felt lonely in a way that people don't like to talk about. But Michael always tried to do the right thing, even when nobody was looking at what he did. That morning, Michael came to the hospital because the doctor wanted to check on his health. He almost didn't come because he was so busy, but something told him he should go. When he saw the little girl fall down outside the hospital, something inside him told him he had to help right away. Michael didn't think about it. He dropped his bag on the ground and ran as fast as he could to the child. He picked her up in his arms. She couldn't move much. Her skin felt cold and wet. She was breathing, but not very well. Michael got scared, but he knew he had to do something to help her. He ran through the doors that opened automatically. He was shouting for someone to help. Nurses came running over very quickly. In just a few seconds, they took the girl from Michael's arms and put her on a bed with wheels. They pushed her away to help her. Michael just stood there. He felt shocked. His arms were empty now, but just a minute ago he was holding a little girl who needed help very badly. Many hours went by. Michael couldn't make himself leave the hospital. He sat in the room where people wait. His hands were shaking a little bit. His heart was beating very fast because he was worried about something he couldn't explain. The girl wasn't his daughter. He didn't know what her name was, but there was something about her face that he couldn't stop thinking about. Maybe it was because she was holding a tiny paper doll in her hand even when she fell down. Maybe it was because she looked so young and lost. Maybe it was just that no child should have to be alone in the world like that. A nurse finally came over to talk to Michael. She said thank you for acting so fast to help. She told him that the girl was going to be okay because of what he did. The girl hadn't been drinking enough water, eating enough food, and was very, very tired. But that wasn't the part that made Michael feel the worst. It was what the nurse said next. The nurse said quietly that the girl kept asking for her dad. But nobody had come to the hospital looking for her. Michael felt sick to his stomach. The people at the hospital didn't know who she was. She didn't have anything with her name on it. No grown-up came with her. Nothing. Just a paper doll in her hand and a name she said very quietly before she stopped being awake. Her name was Lily. Michael couldn't stop thinking about it. He went to his house that night, but he couldn't fall asleep. He kept seeing Lily's white face in his mind. He remembered how her legs were shaking and how her small arms held on to him. The next day, Michael went back to the hospital. He brought a small teddy bear and a sandwich. He hoped Lily would be awake. She was awake when he got there. When Lily saw Michael, her face became happy. She didn't remember him exactly, but she felt safe when she saw him. It was like when a child finds something that makes them feel protected. Michael came to visit every day after that. He brought puzzles for her to do and books she could color in. He found a dollhouse that someone else used to own and brought that too. Lily didn't talk very much. When she did say something, her words came out slowly and quietly. It was like each word had to come out of a room in her mind that was locked up tight. It took many days before Michael learned what really happened to Lily. Someone had left Lily all alone. Her mother had died 2 years ago because she was very sick with cancer. Her father was gone, and nobody knew where he was. The people who work with children who don't have families wrote down that Lily had lived in 3 different houses with people who were supposed to take care of her. But they didn't take good care of her. She didn't get enough food. She was hurt in ways that made her feel very sad. At some point, she ran away from those places. She walked for many hours, maybe even for days. She was trying to find the last place she could remember going with her mom. That place was St. Jude's Hospital. Michael felt his heart break when he heard this. This child had been through more bad things than most adults ever have to deal with. But when Michael walked into her room, she would smile. She would reach out to hold his hand. When she went to sleep, she held the teddy bear he gave her like it was the most important thing in the world. Michael didn't plan to get so involved in Lily's life. He told himself he was just being nice to someone who needed help. But the truth was getting harder to ignore every time he visited her. Ethan, Michael's son, started asking about the girl from the hospital. Finally, Michael decided to bring Ethan to meet Lily. The 2 children liked each other right away. It was like they were brother and sister who had been apart for a long time and finally found each other again. That night, Michael lay in his bed looking up at the ceiling. He couldn't sleep. He thought about Lily sleeping all by herself in a hospital room that felt cold and empty. He thought about Ethan asking if Lily could come to their house to eat dinner with them. Then Michael thought about his wife who had died. He remembered the things they promised each other and the kind of family they wanted to have together. That's when Michael understood something important. Sometimes life gives you another chance to do something good. But that chance comes when you help fix someone else's broken life. Michael started doing what he needed to do to make Lily part of his family. It wasn't easy at all. When you want to adopt a child, you have to fill out many papers. You have to go to lots of meetings. People ask you very hard questions about your life. But Michael never gave up. He went to every meeting with people who work with families. He went to court when he had to. People checked to make sure he would be a good parent. People asked him lots of questions about who he was and how he lived. Through all of this, Michael kept thinking about Lily's smile. He thought about how happy Ethan was. He felt like somehow all of this was supposed to happen this way. Many months went by. The cold winter became warm spring. One sunny morning in April, Michael and Lily went to a quiet courtroom. A judge looked at Michael, then looked at Lily. Then the judge said the words that made everything official. "You are now her legal guardian." Tears ran down Lily's face as she hugged Michael as tight as she could. Michael bent down low so his face was close to hers. He put his hands gently on her face and whispered to her, "You're home now. You're safe." Today, Lily is doing very well. She laughs louder than she used to. She gives bigger hugs. She sleeps peacefully in her bedroom that is painted pink and filled with books and sunshine coming through the windows. Ethan calls her his sister and holds her hand when they have to walk across the street. And Michael smiles again. The heavy feeling he carried around for so long doesn't feel as heavy anymore. It's not because his life is perfect now. It's because love gave him the strength to carry more than just his own problems. If this story made you feel something good in your heart, please click the like button on this video. Follow Kindness Corner and share this story with someone who believes that being kind to others is important. Stories like this one help us remember that we're all connected to each other. Sometimes a person you don't know can become family. One act of kindness can change someone's whole life forever. If you believe that every child should be loved and should get a second chance, please write a comment below this video.